Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about how to do a free criminal background check in the state of Washington. To get started, visit washingtonpublicrecords.com. I will have a link in the description. You can click on that, or you can just type this into your browser. Now, once you get to the home page, you'll notice you have quite a few public record databases available in alphabetical order. Some of these might be useful to you, but in this video I'm going to focus specifically on criminal arrest related information and specifically on free databases that you can use. So to get started, hover over other records and click on inmate search, and what you'll see here is the most populous counties within the state of Washington. And this is where typically a criminal record begins, is at the county, at the city level. So whenever a sheriff's department or a police department arrests an individual, they will book him. He'll get fingerprinted, a picture will get taken, he'll get officially identified in like a local jail, typically managed by the local sheriff's department, and officially get charged with a crime. So this is where the initial record begins. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're guilty of the crime. They still have to go to court, but they do have databases where you can research this information. For instance, King County, Pierce, everybody has got their own database. It's going to be different. Some counties don't have one. If they don't, an arrest record is necessary. You could also request it using the Public Records Act. Now, after the initial arrest, now all of these databases, if they do have one, is free, and I'm going over the free resources that are related to arrests and criminal information. So this is step one, and so now they have to go to court. And if you hover over other records, you can click on court records, and you have multiple databases available here, anything from the Supreme Court to the municipal court. And each court will deal with a specific type of a case. So, for instance, Superior Court will do felonies. District Court will do lower level crimes, and then the municipal, which is like City Court, also does lower level crimes. So you have multiple databases that you can utilize. For example, I'm going to go ahead and click on one. And then the district and the municipal share same link here. So as you can see, you're able to utilize, these are statewide databases that you can use to research this information. All you need is just a name. Another thing that you can do, and I'm going to click on the background check page, is you can also research this information at the county level. So each county, for instance, King County here, let's try that link. And then every single county also has the Court of Clerks has an individual database that they will also support and or manage. And so you're able to go directly. For instance, King County here, you actually have to register. I'm not going to go through the registration process. I'm just going to try a different county here. For instance, Superior Court cases. As you can see, if we went back to court records, Superior Court, that's where you have your felonies and things like that. So you can research this at the county level, and all you need is just a name. Court documents go back. You can go quite a bit back. Like this, for instance, in this database, you can go back all the way to 1980. So sometimes it's even better than your typical background check, because just how far it goes. Typical background check might go maybe 7-10 years, just depending on who's doing it. So you're actually able to research quite far back. So I'm just going to do 2021, and it looks like we have a couple of cases going on here. So I'll just pick a random person. You have your identifying information, attorneys involved, you have the charges here. There's like a little timeline going here of what's happening. Again, the proceedings here. So this is an ongoing case, so there isn't like a definitive guilty, no guilty yet here. But just to give you an idea, you can actually research this information. I did not have to put in a credit card or anything like that. Just come in, type in a name and get going. And with some some of these places will require you to register, not in all cases, but just keep that in mind. Like, for instance, King County did have a registration. So, and then some of these will have small fees. So, for instance, they do have like certified documents, things like that. If you want to get certified documents, it's you got to pay a charge for it. But if you're just looking at documents, typically you're okay with it. And again, if it doesn't work out at the county level, you can just come in and use the centralized database, like for instance the Odyssey portal here. And I don't necessarily want to go through every single one, but I just wanted to show you that you do have an opportunity to, I'm not even going to get into this, but so you have multiple databases. So but just keep in mind you have your county level courts that you can research, and then at the statewide you could do Superior. Well, for criminal information, you want to do Superior, District, and Municipal. And so if one of these gives you any trouble, you just try either the county level one or the state level one. Or sometimes you could just use all of them. And it's a good idea to focus on a particular county. Let's say if you are looking up an individual, look up the county where they live, maybe where they work, and then check the surrounding counties as well to help you narrow it down as much as you can. And then, of course, some of these statewide searches will do all of that for you. So after the court, you have a guilty or a no guilty verdict. And if the person is guilty, they will either pay a fine or sometimes they will have to do prison time or jail time. So if it's over 12 months, they will spend that time typically in a prison. If it's under 12 months, maybe for a few months, it'll be at a local. They'll just finish that time out at like a local jail. So you also have an opportunity to research that information. And if it is over 12 months, it will be at a facility that's managed by the Washington State Department of Corrections. And they have a database which is also free. You can just come in and type in a name and you see where they're located. There's not much other information here, but this is also a free database related to criminal information. One more database to check when it comes to background checks is also the Sex Offender Registry, and this is also a free database that you can use, and it's statewide. So I just went through the multiple databases available within the state of Washington, anything from arrest information to court records to inmate searches to Sex Offender Registry. A lot of these databases you can access for free. You just got to know where the databases are located and how to use them. And we have all this information here for you at WashingtonPublicRecords.com. So come on down. You have another option here, and this isn't a free option. It's a name search. And what this does is it pulls records. It's public records, court records, real estate information, criminal records, arrest information, financial records like bankruptcies, lawsuits, things like that. Some private databases like cell phone information, previous addresses. And it doesn't just pull records from the state of Washington, but also other states. So it gives you more of like a nationwide look into someone's past. And it compiles all the records into a single search system. So you're able to almost instantly, within moments, look through all of these databases that they have within the system, and you'll figure out fairly quickly if it's something useful for you or not. Another thing to consider why it might be important. Let's say somebody maybe is living in Washington now, but they used to live, say, in New Jersey or Massachusetts, and they had a criminal record there. If you're just checking county level resources or state resources in the state of Washington, you're not necessarily going to catch what happened in New Jersey or in Massachusetts. So it gives you an opportunity to go outside the state and see what happens out there. With that said, come on down to WashingtonPublicRecords.com and get started on your free criminal background check in the state of Washington. Thank you.